Joining me today is New Hampshire State Senator Lou D'Alessandro. Lou, thanks so much for being here.
My pleasure.
I'm really interested in the budget because it's sort of, I haven't followed politics forever, but in the time that I have over the last 25, 30 years, I actually haven't seen a budget crafted like this in New Hampshire.
Well, you're absolutely right. The House failed to pass a budget, so there is no budget. What the Senate did was took a House bill and attached the governor's initial operating budget to it, and that's what we're working from as we speak. The operating budget is the most important piece of legislation that the legislature deals with. You take House Bill 1, which is the operating budget, and House Bill 2, which is the trailer bill, and what you've put together is the operating mechanism for the state of New Hampshire for the next 2 years. We fund it and we spend it based on these two pieces of legislation.
And so let me step back. So in New Hampshire, the process is that we have a biennium budget,
Yes.
a 2-year budget.
That's correct.
The governor suggests something to the House.
Right.
The House historically has modified it.
That's correct.
And sent it over to the Senate.
Yes.
And they've looked at it from the revenue side and the spending side.
Yes.
And historically, if memory serves me correct, the House is a little more conservative in that because less information is known about where we're tracking.
Yeah, that's correct.
The Senate gets it a little bit later, so they've got a little bit more revenue information.
Right.
They make changes to the budget, and then there's a committee of conference
yeah.
that gets it,
Sure.
and then hopefully the governor signs it.
Hopefully. Right.
And historically, the governor's...
Well, the governor has a number of options. He can sign it, he can let it become law without his signature, or he or she can veto it. So the governor has options that people don't realize.
And I can't remember a time where the governor's vetoed the budget, but it must have happened.
Well, twice. Governor Benson vetoed the operating budget, and Governor Hassan vetoed the operating budget. That's happened twice in my tenure in the Senate. But the process goes something like this. The governor, by virtue of law, must submit a balanced budget, must submit it before the end of February, submits it to the House of Representatives, and it's called House Bill 1. There's also a bill, the trailer bill, which is House Bill 2, which includes a series of amendments that you can't include in the budget, but they affect the operating budget. The House then dissects the budget that's sent by the governor. They set up a committee. There's a committee of finance, and they divide it into 3 sections. Each of those sections takes a portion of the operating budget and works on it. Now remember, you got a 400-member House,
Right.
so you got a 20-member
Senate.
24-member Senate.
24, yeah.
But the House, 400 members, and the House Finance Committee is almost as large as the full Senate. They work on it. They work on it, as I said, section by section. They bring it to the House for approval, and then it supposedly passes and comes to the Senate. Did not happen this year. The House is a very divided House. There are a number of factions in the House, particularly on the Republican side. You have the traditional Republicans, you have the Liberty Caucus, and a group of, let's call them, unaligned Republicans. And you know that the Speaker's situation was quite difficult, and now they're living with that. So as a result of all of that, a budget was presented by the Finance Committee to the House.
That didn't pass.
It didn't pass. And the Speaker, Sean Jasper, a really good guy, in my opinion. I served in the House with him years ago. Recognized the fact that to keep playing with it was totally unacceptable because he wasn't going to get anything. So he just sent him home. And as a result of that, there was no budget that came across, and the Senate had to find a mechanism to deal with the operating budget, and they did. We took 2 House bills that were in the Senate and amended them.
To include the operating, the governor's budget?
The governor's operating budget and the trailer bill. And that's what we're working on as we speak.
And so now that you've amended those bills, whatever was in those original bills is being held up until the amendment works through, I would assume. Is that correct?
Well, whatever is in those bills is presented. And we're going to work on the one bill, which is the operating budget. And we're going to work on the second one, which is the trailer bill. And what we did is took the governor's budget as presented and amended it. That's the House bill that's now being looked at in the Senate. And we did the same thing with House Bill 2, attached it to a House bill, and now we're working on it in the Senate. And we're having we had a public hearing in Concord on the operating budget. We're having agency presentations as we speak, and hopefully we'll be able to put together a budget. Remember, the Senate couldn't originate the budget. It has to originate governor's office and in the House, because the House is the revenue-raising entity of state government. So here we are, as we speak, in a conundrum that hasn't happened many times as long as I've been in state government. I think this is the second time since I've been around that this has occurred, and it wasn't as I don't want to say dangerous, but it wasn't as it is right now. This is like drinking Colt 45 malt liquor, a completely unique experience.
Okay, well, we won't do a plug for that, but we're out of time right now. When we return, we're actually going to continue our conversation and dive into some of the areas of the state budget. So please stay with us.